In today's video, we've got a very special one, guys, because we're doing a monitor today. We certainly don't have many of them on this channel. So we're doing the Lenovo Legion R27QE. So yeah, what is this monitor, Michael? This is a 27-inch monitor by Lenovo, obviously. It is a 1440p monitor, so bit of an upgrade over our 1080p monitor, which is nice. And it apparently can do up to 185 hertz refresh rate as well. So we'll see what that can do basically when we do test it. Now, obviously, you guys probably know this who've kind of been following my channel. All we've been using for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or what have you, it's just a standard 1080p 60 hertz monitor all this time. And we've never really treated ourselves to a 1440p monitor, and hence we couldn't actually get those 1440p benchmarks out of the RX 9060 XT, which was a bit of a shame for you guys, so you didn't actually get to see that. So now obviously I have a 1440p monitor, so that's obviously good. So we paid, I think it's about £143, £142 on Amazon UK for this, which I think is actually a pretty good deal, considering these sort of IPS monitors, around 27-inch with the high refresh rate and 1440p resolution. These used to cost about sort of 300, 400 sort of territory only a few years ago. So to actually get this for only £143 or thereabouts is actually really, really great value, I think. And this looks like a proper good monitor actually, and quite a good lot of good Amazon reviews on there. And I thought we'll take the plunge, seeing as we had a prime deal as well, and we got a little bit more money off than what it normally would cost. So I think really we've just talked enough, and let's just unbox. Now, again, I'm going to struggle to get all this in the camera, so you're just going to have to bear with me here, because this is a big monitor, and I've not had a 27-inch monitor before. The previous monitor I had, like I said, was a 24-inch 1080p monitor, 60 hertz. So, bit of an improvement here, guys. Right, so how are we going to get this out? Yeah, slide it down there. It's a big monitor. And there we go. Oh shit! I had a bit of static there. That was really gave me a big shock. That did. Let's get the monitor out. I think. Soon we just lift up. There we go. Okay, we've got stuff on there. So we have the stand here and everything else, so let's just get that out of the way. So what do we get with the monitor? Your usual kind of documentation, that's the warranty. This looks like to be the setup guide sort of thing. So it kind of tells you what to do here, which is kind of nice. So I think really we just carry on with setting up the monitor. Also, what we do have, we have the 4 screws to actually put the stand in. We do have a DisplayPort cable, which is obviously quite nice, because in order to get those higher refresh rates, we will need that, so that's good. Although I do think HDMI will do the higher refresh rates as well, but probably play it safe and just go with the DisplayPort, because we certainly know the DisplayPort will get to those high refresh rates. So this is the base of the stand here. We'll just get this out of the packaging. As you can see, I'm kind of really running out of room here, guys, but we're just going to have to make best do as we can. And here's the actual stand. Now, again, from what I know from reading the reviews, this actually has the full up and down sort of adjustment, a height adjustment, so we say. It has tilt, and it also has swivel adjustment, so should all be good there. Because that was also another real requirement I had for the monitor as well. The only major thing, from what I could tell, that was missing from this monitor, which is a little bit of a thing I maybe should have checked before I actually brought it, which maybe I didn't do as much homework as I maybe should have, but it doesn't have included speakers, which is a bit of a bummer, really. That's a bit of a disappointment, if you ask me. Now, obviously, yes, I know monitor speakers are rubbish, aren't they, guys? And there's hardly any point having them, but at the same time, having them does give you that little option of maybe if you're running like a console, you can obviously then have a little bit of audio for your console and without having to plug in some headphones and what have you. So a little bit annoying there's no speakers included, integrated into the monitor, but hey ho. Now let's see how to actually adjust this and get this going. So this is the base of the stand, and it's pretty sturdy, I must say. That's going to hold up. That's going to hold up this monitor pretty fine. So I'm not concerned about that. Now we've got some tape here and what have you. So there we go. That slotted in quite well there. Hopefully you guys saw that. I assume you just do from the bottom here, you just turn the screw. There's just a little screw at the bottom there. Hopefully you can see that there. And then I assume you just screw that in. Which seems to be going in. I think I might need a screwdriver as well, just to confirm that it's all going in. Yeah, that's about as tight as I can get it. So that seems to be in fine. And then we have the 4 screws, so I assume, yeah, the 4 screws will just go through in here. Hopefully you can see that. I'll put it this way if not. But there's just 4 screws there. So it's a VESA mount, VESA mount, so that's all good there. We do have our power cable as well, which is our UK one. I forgot to say that if I didn't say that before. Now obviously this is going to be the tricky bit of actually getting the stand installed, but I think what we'll do is we'll have the monitor face down onto the table and then we'll move the stand over it. I think that would be the best way. And there's the monitor, although I probably put loads of finger marks over it, but hey ho. Yeah, very awkward to fit this actually with the setup I've got. So I think probably we'll just do that. Screws with a screwdriver just to confirm it's all in and good. So it should be good to let that go now. So a fairly easy setup there really for that monitor. You know, the stand's quite, it seems to be quite chunky and good, and that's obviously another reason why I brought this one. As I said, the only major thing was the speakers missing, but I'm willing to let that go really. I'm going to be using it for PC gaming anyway, so I'll just have a headset, so I'm not really bothered about that. Just make sure that these 4 screws are all as tight as you can get them. And then hopefully, oh, that's a heavy monitor now, jeez. Yeah, there we go. So let's pull the monitor around to the other side actually. So as you can see, the OSD buttons are actually at the back here, which I think is a really nice touch. I just think it makes the front look a lot more sleeker, I find. And the actual front is kind of quite small bezel as well. There's actually not much bezel to it. There we go. So yeah, it does actually have the full height adjustment. This is the very bottom here, and then that's the very top. Hopefully you'll be able to see that in the camera okay. Again, it's very difficult to fully show you here, guys, because it is what it is. In fact, I'll get it to the front, and then I can show you probably that way. So you won't be able to see me, but this is the very highest it goes, and then that's the very lowest it goes. It actually goes right down to the bottom of the stand, actually, and then that's the highest. So quite a lot of adjustment there. You also have the tilt. I think apparently you can actually stand this one up. I think it did have it displayed as you can stand it up, but with the stand, it seems to be like you can't quite get it all the way round. Maybe if you had a bigger stand, you could actually get it all the way round. But with this stand, it won't actually go all the way round because it will just hit your table there. If you can see there, it just hits the table. So not all the way round with the swivel. The tilt does actually tilt quite a bit. I mean, that's like 45 degrees. And then it tilts about there. So there's a fair amount of tilt there. And like I say, that with this side, it does swivel quite a lot. There is quite a lot of play there. So your power connector is on the left-hand side there. Then you have an audio port, so you can actually plug your headphones into there, which, you know, obviously it doesn't have internal speakers, but you'll be able to plug headphones in there if you want. But again, most people obviously use their computer. We do have 2 HDMIs with the display port as well, so quite good there. You could actually connect up to 3 devices just on this one monitor. I think that's actually really nice, and it is nice branding here at the back here as well. Hopefully you can see that, guys. But yeah, let's move it to the front now, so you can get more of a better picture of the actual monitor. We will be switching it on within a few minutes, so don't worry, guys. So what have we got here? 27-inch monitor, first of all, so plenty of real estate to deal with. I think 27-inch for most people is going to be more than enough. I wouldn't really go higher than 27-inch personally, but it's up to you guys. I know there are a lot of people who do like those huge monitors, but not for me. 27-inch is more than enough for me, I think. 27-inch for 1440p monitor, or 24-inch for a 1080p monitor, I think is a sweet spot. So as I said, the 1440p resolution. So you've got 2560 by 1440. Really great resolution there, so that's great. 180 hertz refresh rate. So it's 180 hertz, not 100, I think I might have said 185 at the start, but I think it does 144 hertz. 165 without the overdrive, and then 180 with the overdrive. So we'll test it. I mean, really, 144 hertz is going to be more than enough for everyone. So I don't really see that being an issue. But it can do up to 180 if you really want to. It's a IPS monitor as well, so you will get those nice viewing angles from whatever side you're viewing your monitor on. And it is actually a non-curved one, or a sort of like a flat screen one, which is again something I really wanted, because I'm not really a fan of those curved monitors personally. I prefer just a flat monitor, but that, again, it's personal preference on that side. Apparently we have a 0.5 millisecond response time. We will be doing that UFO test as well, just to see if that response time is actually true and actually is good, because that's actually a very quick response time, less than a millisecond in response. I don't know whether that's true, but we'll see. You also get the display HDR, so obviously that's for better resolution, well, better color contrast, I think is what HDR is, if I remember. But again, you won't get amazing color contrast here. This isn't an OLED, so this isn't going to be absolutely amazing. But at the same time, if you are upgrading from an older monitor, this will be a huge increase, and you know, will be a really improvement over an older age monitor. So you know, that's good. And we also have the AMD FreeSync as well, so that's really handy, and another reason why I actually went with this monitor, because it does have the AMD FreeSync support, and we have an AMD graphics card. Obviously that's going to be great for us, because we'll be able to like sync it up, so the monitor is obviously speaking to the graphics card, and hopefully the refresh rate and everything is as good as we can get. But I think really, you know, as you can see, this is the monitor here and what have you, and I think really we just switch it on and see what it is like, guys. Hey, so let's go. So we're finally here. We've made it to the desktop, and it has been a bit of a logistical nightmare to even get to this point. So we're just going to have to deal with what we've got here, and what you can see is what you can see. Hopefully it's set up okay, but unfortunately I've literally got the camera like right by me. I've got my microphone here and what have you, and everything's all in a very compact area, so you just have to deal with it the best we can. So first thing is we're going to go to the display settings. So we actually did default to 1440p, which is nice. What we'll have to do is go advanced display, and we're currently at 60 hertz. So we have a 144 hertz, a 165 hertz, and a 180 hertz option, which is what I thought we'd have. So I think we'll just go with the 144 hertz. And yeah, I mean, initial impressions is pretty good. I mean, obviously there's a lot of shine on the monitor. There's a lot of shine, obviously, from the lights that I put on. Maybe if I take one of them off, it might be better. I don't know. So there we go. If there's too much shine, there's too much shine. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So we'll just go with that. So this is the UFO test which is running. Not really sure how you get it full page. Oh, no. So there's the background with no stars and what have you. So hopefully you can see that. I mean, hopefully you will be able to get that on your picture. On the obviously I'm using YouTube and there's compression and all that sort of stuff, so you won't probably get this. And obviously I'm only recording at 30 hertz as well, so that's not going to really work out very well on your side. But from my side, I can see this is very clear. There's not really any ghosting going along as I'm seeing these UFOs go by. In fact, actually, let's just increase the UFO count. Let's increase it to 10. Oh no, actually no, that's not going to work. So yeah, as I was saying, this is pretty good. We're using our 9060 XT PC, so that shouldn't be a problem on there. I think next thing we'll do, I mean, like I say, the monitor and everything does actually look really good. The display is actually on the back. Let's just have a quick look at this sort of display settings if I can find them. The only problem with them being on the back is it's not actually very user friendly from the front because I can't actually see what they all do. So I'm just going to have to guess what buttons I'm pressing. So this is the only problem with the back side. Okay, we've got something here. So this is port settings. So just display, which one to select? That one. That one's looks like menu. So we've got all sorts of settings here, game settings. So game mode, you can obviously change that. So game mode has got like FPS and what have you. So we might actually put that onto FPS 1 and see if that makes a difference. So here we are in Counter-Strike 2, and this is actually looking really, really sweet, I must say. 1440p really does look good, and it is ultra smooth gameplay. I haven't actually got the FPS counter because I'm not really sure how you get the FPS counter on Counter-Strike 2 because the MSI Afterburner isn't working, unfortunately, guys. So we'll just have to go with what we've got here. Obviously, I'm playing Counter-Strike 2 to basically show you the actual refresh rate and see how good the refresh rate is. I mean, this is I must say, from what I've had at 60 hertz, 180p, this is an absolute step up. And this monitor looks really, really nice. Actually, I must say, I'm really actually impressed with the colours, and it really stands out to me. You know, this is actually, especially coming from an older monitor, which is probably about the best part of 5 years old now. I mean, I'm still not very good at the actual game, mind you, but yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was expecting that. So unfortunately, the better monitor can't improve our gameplay, but at least it can actually run the game properly. So that's something. You know, before I was playing Counter-Strike 2, and it just felt a bit laggy because I was only at 60 hertz, and coming up to 144 hertz is really, I can really feel the difference already. There's a real difference there. The responsiveness is like really quick, and there's just something about the 144 hertz response rate. If you haven't been playing on that before, I really do think, you know, especially now with the cheaper prices. I mean, for this really, for £150 or under £150 even, this is a real bargain of a monitor. This is a really good quality monitor, I must say. Now, obviously, if you're coming from someone who's, you know, if you're coming from like a very good monitor, like an OLED monitor, you're obviously going to see a downgrade. But if you're coming from an older monitor, maybe like a 5-year-old monitor or 10-year-old monitor, or like a 1080p 60 hertz monitor, this is absolutely destroying that out of the you know, out of the ground, basically. You know, it is okay. Again, my gameplay doesn't kind of come up to how good this monitor is, but unfortunately that's just me. But anyway, you know, I'm trying my best, guys, so we're giving it a go. But hopefully you can see by doing this Counter-Strike 2 that it is very responsive. You know, even like the little flicks and stuff, as you can see here from people who can actually play this game. You know, you can see the responsiveness as it's going round. It really is really. I'm not used to that kind of really twitch kind of quickness in the monitor. When I was playing at 60 hertz, it really was. You can really tell the difference, actually. And that's the biggest thing I think with this monitor, is that you've got the 144 hertz or even 180 hertz if you need to go up to that. I'm not exactly sure what frame rate we're playing at, but I'm sure it's at least 200 FPS, so I'm sure it's well over the 144 FPS anyway. I don't even know how to buy guns and stuff on here. Like I said, I'm not really a Counter-Strike 2 player, as you can tell. So overall, what my thoughts on this monitor? I mean, yeah, like I say, crystal clear, IPS. Again, you probably won't be able to tell because of the camera, unfortunately. But the viewing angles on this, when I was looking side to side and going into the extremes, I've just gone into that. But you can go literally all the way to the side of the monitor, and literally your viewing angle is not any different, and you can see the screen perfect. That was another thing I didn't like about the older monitors, is that once you kind of strayed away from right in the center of the monitor, the viewing angles weren't very good. But hopefully this has given you a bit of a kind of thought on this monitor. It was I'll put it down below exactly what model it was again, and it's in the title anyway. It's the 27QR or something, whatever it was. I'll put it down below just to make sure you can see it. But yeah, I got this on a Prime deal, and I think it is actually a really sweet monitor. And what we'll have next week for you guys is those 1440p results with the RX 9060 XT 16GB. So you can actually see what the 1440p results are. Admittedly, the system will be a little bit bottlenecked still. You know, but that is what it is. But you know, our Ryzen 5 5600 is going to bottleneck that a little bit. But you know, our graphics card a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you did like this video. I think this is a sweet little monitor. I'm certainly happy for the low price I've paid. This looks really clear, really great response rate. Yeah, I can't really see anything. You know, no faulty pixels I can see. Looking really good, actually. So I think we're going to leave that there, guys, and I'll carry on playing CS2 not very well. But yeah, as always, guys, please like the video, please subscribe if you are liking my videos, and obviously please leave a comment if you want to as well on what you think of this monitor, or what you're thinking of the videos generally and the general direction we're going with them. Are you happy with it and what have you? And as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.